Welcome to All Things Greater Burlington, where you will hear from the movers, shakers, and changemakers that are moving Greater Burlington forward. Here is your host, Stephen Brody.
Welcome to All Things Greater Burlington. The Greater Burlington Partnership hosted its annual dinner early in 2023, and one of the highlights of the evening is the awarding of various community awards to distinguished individuals in the community, and the best part is they don't know about it. And so when the award is given, it is such a great surprise to see the expression on their faces. And so we are so excited to have with us today the recipient of the Young Professional of the Year Award, Mercedes Ponce. And Mercedes, thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me.
And let's start off, of course, by saying congratulations on winning the award.
Thank you. Well, you say it's a surprise. It really was a surprise this year. I don't know if you saw me, but I was crying, sobbing.
Yes.
Not very glamorously, but it was a complete surprise and complete shock. My husband and my boss, LJ, kind of coordinated to get me there. And it was just, I had no clue at all. So when you say it's a surprise, it really is a surprise to the recipients.
Well, and the fun part was too, and you can share this further. You recently had given birth.
Yes, I that was our first. So I had a little baby girl named Eva on December 22nd.
Yes.
The awards was what?
January 27th.
27th.
Yeah.
So I had a 5-week-old at home.
Uh-huh.
My husband, again, we need a night out. We need a night out. Again, if you're listening and you have gone through that in your life, 5 weeks is not a great time to get dolled up and put makeup on and put on a dress, put on, not sweatpants and go out. And but we did it. And that was a very interesting. That was our first night out as a couple without the baby. So I kind of, a couple people asked, "How are you doing?" I was like, "Miss my baby, but I'm here."
Now, did he have to prod you much? Because again, it's nobody knows ahead of time that they've won. So especially in your situation.
No, I had no clue, and so there was a lot of prodding.
Okay.
There was a lot of tears. A couple of my coworkers, so everybody knew except for me. So my coworkers knew, fellow young professional, councils knew, my husband knew. So they were all kind of working together to make sure I got there.
Yeah.
Mind you, we almost did not get there.
Well, what happened?
But I got there. It was fine.
Okay.
It was just, I just shed a lot of tears.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to leave my baby, but the baby was fine.
Yeah.
She was with her Gigi. She did perfectly fine. It was just more of the getting out of the house. And it took us, before you have kids, it takes you like 5-10 minutes to get out of the house. When you have kids, you have to load everything up, load yourself up, get yourself ready, get her stuff ready, get milk ready. Like, it's just this whole process. So, our, normally 10-15 minute window turned into like 2 hours. So we made it.
Yeah.
I think we were trying to be there for cocktail hour. I think we got there at the tail end of cocktail hour, but we were there. Yeah. We got to eat dinner. I saw my coworkers for the first time in over a month, and it was really, really nice. And then, that happened, and Jose has a video, but I was sobbing. I was just like, I could not believe it. Yeah. It was so many nice things were said. Again, my boss was on there and wrote in, and it was just absolutely amazing. LJ did an amazing job. And I, again, try not to cry right now because I'm still pretty, we got all the hormones going on. But it was really, really nice. And I think I got up there and I was like, you can't surprise someone who's just had a baby because it's just sobbing all over.
You did. You made some comments about you're taking advantage of my postpartum.
I know.
Or something
It was like, okay. And my husband's just giggling the whole time because he's just a sweetheart, but he's a little evil with that type of thing. But it was a really, really nice surprise. And I felt very thankful and humbled by it. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, again, congratulations. And everybody that we talked to, and when the nominations came in, it was like, oh, so well deserved because of everything that you've done and so much that you do in the community. And so that's what we want to talk about. So for those who don't know you, let's get to know you first. So are you from the area or are you a transplant here?
I am born and bred Burlington.
Okay.
I was actually, we are currently in River Park Place, which is actually the old Mercy Hospital. I was actually kind of born here.
Oh,
So
wow.
I did not get very far in my life. I was born here in 1990. And, I've lived here my whole life. I went to Horseman Middle School. That's now not here anymore. I went to Burlington High School, Perkins Elementary, and went over to Western for school, but stayed here. I commuted 3 to 4 days a week. And I've worked with Titan Broadcasting my whole career. So
Really?
before LJ bought the stations in 2007, it was Blue Point and Clear Channel before that. So I started working at the radio station KGRS when I was 14 years old.
No kidding.
So I started
14?
Yes.
Did you need a work permit for
Yes,
that?
you needed all sorts of stuff for that. But I started interning with the current morning show host Cosmo.
Uh-huh.
And I started that at 14. And then I got hired on part-time at 15. And then kind of stair-stepped from that. So I've kind of worked in radio my whole career. I've done a couple other waitressing jobs and other childcare things throughout my life. But pretty much radio has been where I've been at. So I've been on the Mixed Midday Show. So you can hear me from 10 to 2 every Monday through Friday on Mix 107.3 KGRS. So kind of used to the mic, so it's not too big of a deal. But
and you use your real name.
I use my real name because
Okay.
I mean, how can you make this up? Do you think I really want to be? This is what I am. But I started so young. And that's kind of, I just used to come in and do interviews with Cosmo and talk about random stuff, stuff that's super important to a teenager. But now that you look back, you're like, oh, that was really silly. There's some audio clips where I'm like, oh, why did we save that? But so that's kind of how that works. We use my real name because that's how everyone knows me. I'm involved, obviously. So we do a lot of stuff. So it's always the real name.
When you went to Western, did you go for broadcasting or
I
something
did.
else?
I did broadcasting communications, and I got over there and I realized that I had really, really good training here. I had wonderful mentors. I mentioned Cosmo, but LJ, my current boss, he's done a lot on the office side of things and done a lot of training. A lot of people have helped me get where I am. And I got over there and I was like, oh, well, I know how to do most of this stuff, which is great. And then we kind of came back here and I had a full-time job here. And I started doing just different things around the station. I'm a very throw stuff at me type of person. Like I want to learn, show me how to do stuff, which has worked really, really well with work, but also well with volunteering. So starting off few years, maybe 4 or 5 years back, I just wanted to be more involved. So I'd lived here my whole life, but I didn't really know a lot of what was going on. The typical like, oh, there's nothing to do here. Oh my goodness, which is very annoying now because there's a ton of great things to do here.
Right.
So
you can look back and see where where there wasn't a lot, and now see where there is.
Oh yeah, tons. Especially being on the backside of it. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I started being more involved. I started off with young professionals. And with that also, shout out, I actually met my husband through Young Professionals. So we had a mutual friend. We met through that. And now we're married and have a baby. So there you go.
Look what happens
there you
by
go.
joining Young Professionals.
Just a plug for that. But I started joining Young Professionals, started going to they're called 505s, lunch and learns, the socials.
Yeah.
I think we're rebranding them this year. But so started going to those, liked it. Kind of threw myself in a little bit more. I decided to join council. So then you kind of get to, which is really cool if you're interested in that, you kind of get to plan. So you get to plan where we go, plan what we do, plan, which is really, really neat. And then you volunteer for like check-ins or, and you just get to know a whole bunch of people. And so I started calling it peopling because, you just random, I don't know you. So
not networking, but peopling.
It's peopling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It works.
Never heard of that before.
It's so official. Like peopling is just, okay, well, I don't know you. So I used to have a goal, like talk to 5 new people at each event. And that turned into, okay, I don't know there's no new faces here. So let's go and find something else. So then I started volunteering for more chamber events like vintage market, farmers market. I was setting up barricades or marking vintage market booths, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Eventually, I was asked to join Downtown Partners. So that was a few years back, and I love that, and it's just amazing. I have a I have a 9-year-old niece now. She's 9 now. My goodness. But she's 9, and we would bring her to farmers market every single week, and she loves it. And I love being able to be a part of an organization that helps with that and makes that happen, because it's really neat to see our lovely town through her eyes and all the fun things that she gets to do. So started it with Downtown Partners. And last year I was asked, or 2 years ago, I was asked to be chair-elect. And then this year I am chair of Downtown Partners, which is very interesting. And it's an incredible honor and a little bit of balancing work. But, you know, it works. We're making it work. And it's really neat to see all the great behind the scene things and the planning and all that. That's fun for me. That's really, really neat. And then to see people enjoy what you've worked your hiney off to make. It's really, really, really neat.
Now, everything that you have been involved with, have you always been an extrovert, or was this a way to come out of a shell?
I'm great behind a mic. I am horribly introverted.
Okay.
The peopling thing.
That's why I was asking.
The peopling thing kind of came out of, I was so introverted. I like my own things. I like, I have a dog at home. I'm just hanging out with my dog on the couch, hanging out with the dog and hubby.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun to go meet new people and experience new things. We, my husband and I are both really big travelers. And so we travel all over the country. And there's still things about Burlington that I come home to, and I'm like, we don't have this anywhere else, like anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's extremely introverted, but I'm good behind a mic. So it's just getting that, to translate to events and everything.
So did young professionals help you with that as well?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I would think
You meet people your own age, which is a big thing. Because if you go to certain events, there's usually an age gap. Let's be honest. There's the age gap. There's that, that kind of 21 to like 30. You're trying to figure yourself out a lot.
Right.
I think anyone is. You kind of figure out who your friends are, because you're a little bit old for high school stuff, but a little bit too young for like, the big people stuff. So there's a lot of learning and growing and getting to know yourself and figuring out who you are and who you want to be, and having a group where it's people all around your same age that is also trying to do that is pretty helpful. And you kind of figure out, you mesh with some people, you figure out what works, so new hobbies, new interests, new exposure to people. Because I had only been around like radio people my whole life. And, we're a very unique breed. So, just new like engineers and, bank people and just a lot of different careers, a lot of different backgrounds. It's a really good melting pot for all that. And you just get a lot of new opinions and stuff that you wouldn't think about. And it's a really, really great organization if you're like me and you're not extroverted at all, but you want to be more involved, if you want to have some sort of impact, or maybe you don't even know what you want, they kind of give you opportunities. There's usually like a volunteer get to know type of thing. So you learn about like Kiwanis, Lions Club, junior achievement, all that type of thing. And then you can kind of go from there and volunteer from there.
So Young Professionals is a great gateway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And even if you don't like that type of thing, if you just want to go and hang out, that also works. And so like-minded people, and it's really, really nice. And
it gives you opportunities to broaden as well, because you talk about other organizations that you become aware of.
It's kind of a domino thing. Like you kind of pick what you like, and then you can kind of see it through. Yeah. And Mac, who is currently the head of organizing everything and getting us in line, she does a phenomenal job. So if you say you're interested in something, she will roll with it for you and make sure you get to where you need to go, which is really, really great.
What is it about downtown that you're excited about, especially now that you're in the chairman?
Oh man. Okay. So obvious things. We have a brand new brand.
Yeah.
So last year we got a grant from Main Street, Iowa to have a company come in and brand us, which is really, really neat.
Yeah.
And so we have, the logo's out. Everything's out. It's happening. It's awesome and it's amazing. And it's really, really exciting to be a part of that. It's exciting to be able to have cool logo things, to have logos on bags, to have, different fun things going on. The other thing, of course, Tiger's going on.
Yeah.
It's been going on.
Yep.
It's going to be going on.
Yes.
The positive of that, though, is we see a lot of businesses linking together. We see a lot of people supporting business, which is amazing and awesome. Because, for a while there, people didn't really want to support downtown.
Yeah.
So those are the two big things this year that I'm really excited to tackle. Yes, there'll be challenges. Obviously, a lot of people are affected by Tiger. A lot of, it is an inconvenience. But there are Tiger meetings first and third Wednesday of the month.
Yep.
And, the construction company has been fantastic on answering questions, on getting information out, on, if there's changes in the schedule, they've been really, really good at providing that for people. So that's been great. So the brand I'm really, really excited about. Tiger, I'm excited for that to be done.
Yeah, everybody is.
I think everybody is at this point.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm excited to see downtown has just changed so much in the last, I say 10 years, 5 years, even more so. And I think that's just going to continue happening. I think there's a lot of people that are coming to our downtown now that aren't from Burlington, that aren't from Fort Madison or Mount Pleasant. And it's just everyone is excited. And it's awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, we're used to, when I was growing up, you go up to Iowa City or Davenport to get what you want. Yeah. Now, people come here. How cool is that?
Yes.
It's just so awesome. And I'm excited for, besides those two big things, I really like the events. Again, I take my niece everywhere with me. A lot of the business owners know her as my niece, and she kind of goes everywhere with me, and I love it. And I have a daughter now, and so I get to strap her to me and take her everywhere. We get to go to farmers markets together. We get to go to downtown trick-or-treating. We get to go to, all these cool things that are happening, bounce houses, horse and trolley rides, living windows. We actually were in a window, not this past year, but the year before. But, it's just a lot of cool events to get kids, to get families downtown. I think that's really, really neat. And just seeing that and seeing how, and if you're down here enough, you get to meet a whole bunch of new people. Yeah. So you get to meet a lot of awesome people who love it just as much as you do.
So how do you address the concerns then that you will hear in the community about the necessity to keep young professionals here?
Okay.
And not leave and go somewhere else. I mean, Amy Moynier with Downtown Partners, she's a perfect example. She grew up here. Exactly. She went away. She came back.
Yep.
You've been here your whole life. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the hope and the desire is to keep people here.
Yeah.
And you've just spent several minutes talking up everything that's wonderful in this area. So what else is lacking then to keep, for people to not want to leave?
I think if people are kind of like how I was when I was a teen and I didn't know. You don't know. You have to get that exposure. Luckily now, there's a lot more going on with social media. So, Facebook was a baby when I was in school. So now there's social media. There's all these things happening with the brand. We can brand some more stuff and get some more stuff out there for kiddos, which is awesome. But also with downtown volunteer opportunities, have parents bring their kids. My niece is going to grow up knowing that downtown is here, because she's exposed to all that. She sees that on a daily basis. So I think that's the push, is exposure, getting the word out there, letting people know like, hey, this is going on. Hey, this is going on. Am I going to be annoying and remind you 5 times about an event? Heck yes, I am. I will gladly be that person. Yeah. My husband is actually from the Chicago area. So he moved down here for a job with GE, now ABB, a little over 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. He thought it was just going to be one of those gigs where he works here a couple of years and then moves on, goes back to the city. Once he got here, he realized, okay, it might take you a little bit longer to find everything, but it's here. We have everything you need here.
Yeah.
We have a great concert venue, movie theaters, outdoor venues, amazing parks, amazing bike trails and hiking trails and outdoor activities and kayaking and all that fun stuff that he loves to do. So he stayed here, and now he's married and has kids. So he should be staying here for a while. And so it's stuff like that. Like we get people in. And I think it's just the awareness of letting people know this is here. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. And we have a lot of great things going on. And I still hear people say that have been like me, have been here the whole time. Well, I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah.
Even if it's an event that's been happening for the last, 10 years, every July, we still have people that don't know that. So part of that is getting that awareness out. Part of that, as our job with Downtown Partners, even as representing young professionals, is getting that awareness out and letting people know, hey, this is going on, or hey, this is going on. Like, come with me, or inviting people, or if there's something that you're passionate about, inviting your friends to.
Well, and you've got a role as well at the radio station to do that too, don't you?
Yes. So there's a lot of great events we get to share. Titan Broadcasting and Digital Group is really involved with the community, which is one thing I'm extremely proud of. They do our Mix 107.3 station, KGRS, does a 107 Days of Summer. So we are out in the community at different events, festivals, fairs, which is really, really cool. And then our sister station, 101.7 The Bull, KBKB-FM, does the summer tour where they go out to the surrounding area and do all these fairs and festivals, events. And so I've really been able to see the back half of a lot of those type of events. And it just makes me excited about the community. I mean, we have Watermelon Festival, Strawberry Festival, Sweet Corn Festival, you name a festival, we have it within an hour drive. It's fantastic. There's not a lot of communities that are a hub in itself, but then we can kind of offshoot and do all these cool things on the weekend. It's been really neat to see when we get new people at the station, we get a new voice person or on-air person, and then we get to tell them about all of this stuff. I mean, it's just so cool. We give them this big binder and a chamber welcome packet, of course. And we give them this big thing of all this stuff you can do in our area. And it's just so amazing. And it's hard to be negative when you see all this stuff going on and see how all these cool things that are going on. And you're just like, oh, there's nothing to do. Oh, there's literally something to do every weekend around here and during the week most of the time. And so, especially in the summertime when everything is really woken up and really going on, it's really hard to say there's nothing to do here. The young professional side of it, just getting people aware and out of their shell is the big thing. Yeah. And I think that's a very safe group to do that. And you can kind of find your people. You can find people who you really work with and are friends. And I've gotten a husband out of it, but also a lot of friends out of that group, which is really great. And then, we hang out, you do stuff, and you figure out life together, which is really cool.
Do you have a good support base here now that you have a daughter to be able for you to continue to do what you're doing? Yes. Or have you already talked about adjustments?
Well, we've tried to talk about adjustments, but I'm a very, how do we say this nicely? I'm going to do all the things. So we have a fantastic support system. I have my mom here, Gigi, and she does childcare, so she gets to watch her during the day. So I get to go to work, and I get to go and say hi to her at lunch, and go, feed her, say hi, snuggle, and then go back to work. And then I have my brother here and my niece. I have a fantastic group of friends here. So I've had so many offers to babysit her so far, which is fantastic. I haven't taken anybody up on that because I still want my snuggles, but it's really the network and the love and support I've gotten over the last 9 months. I had a not so wonderful pregnancy. It was a little rough, but
first ones tend to be.
Yeah, it's just an adjustment.
Sure.
But the amount of support I've gotten this whole time has been amazing. Especially with Downtown Partners, Amy Moyner. She's like, we can do whatever. I was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. I will strap a baby to me. We will make this happen. And there's some adjustment, obviously, with a kid, but I think we're going to make it work. I have a fantastic husband because I can't stop talking about him. Jose is going to be on this podcast more than I am. But I have he's fantastic. And we've really, really tag teamed everything. Yeah. And, if he needs to go and do a young professionals thing and I stay home or vice versa, or we get Gigi to watch the little, it's been great. So I think it's some adjustment, but we're still there. We're still doing stuff. And I can't wait until she's older. That. I mean, the newborn stage, they're super cute and She's just learned to smile. So she's like smiley cheesy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for when she's moving and grooving and I get to go to farmers markets with her and go to trolley rides and just do all the cool things that I've done with my niece over the last few years. But I get my own. Like it's exciting and it's awesome. And I'm sure that things will change a little bit, but we'll make it work.
You say that you like to travel and
yes.
And I do too. Is there where haven't you been that you'd like to go to still?
So I have a 50 before 50 goal. So
50 states, 50 capitals,
states
what? Okay.
Before 50. So we've done, my husband and I have this map we got from Pendant Creation. We filled all except 6 up.
Oh,
so
wow.
I need to hit Texas, New Mexico, Washington, Hawaii, Alaska. So
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So those are what's left. So that's kind of where we want to go. And then we want to hit Europe at some points.
Yeah.
So the travel list is a mile long. So we're just,
You've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. We hit 44 states in 4 years. So,
oh my goodness. Yeah. For me, it's not so much the states, it's the state capitals. That's my deal.
Okay.
But I'm not at 44.
Yeah. So
I still have some work cut out.
Mine's the 50 at 50. And then before I pass, I want to hit all the national parks. So we've hit quite a bit. But
do you have one of those passports?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I have a little book.
Okay.
And my niece has a little, we like to take her and she gets the little junior ranger badges, which if we have a kid, that is the best way to get them to do homework. That's not really homework. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, national parks and the states. And then we do a lot of biking. So this area has a lot of great bike trails and we kind of go all over and find some awesome biking and go do that.
Is Ragbri in your future?
My husband has done quite a bit with Ragbri.
Oh.
I've done once.
Okay.
It's fun. It's a lot of work.
Uh-huh.
I can't take a week off work to go ride my bike as much as I would like to. I think a couple days this year is, I think the 50th year. So I think we're going to manage a couple days this year just to get out and go and maybe strap the baby in a bike trailer and take her out. It's just such a fun time.
You can't sell it as any sort of remote opportunity from on the road?
I don't think it's going to work.
Oh, that's too bad.
But awesome. it is fun. We had Ragbri here a couple years ago in Burlington, and that was a really, really fun time. So it's a lot of work for the towns, but it's really fun and a lot of opportunities, again, meeting people and doing things you never would think to do.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
I didn't even know that. I'm hoping that Burlington gets it again, coming up.
Yeah. So we got it 2 or 3 years ago. But that was really, really fun. And it was awesome. And, we had a whole bunch of stuff down in the riverfront and it's a fun party and a little bit of exercise in between and a lot of food. I love that. It's just food every 10 miles. It's fantastic.
So what would you say to encourage a young professional to do this year to get in the running to be Young Professional of the Year for next year? For next year, just go to stuff, do stuff, talk to people. I mean, it sounds simple, but if you're hesitant about it, just do it. Just talk to set a goal. Talk to one new person this time, and then maybe at the next social, talk to 2 people. Or I know that Mac has a game night, tournament night coming up next month, I believe, in March. This is March, isn't it? This is March. So this Don't
month.
know when it'll air, but this
is March. So she has a tournament coming up, and it has cornhole and darts and chess, and you don't have to have a partner. Just go, and they will partner you up with someone. How great is that? That's forced involvement right there. It's great.
Right.
But just do it. Just go and do it and enjoy it. And it's just, you really, honest to God, never know what's going to come of it. I would have never thought I would be Young Professional of the Year in any way, shape, or form, especially 3 or 4 years ago when I was making myself talk to 2 new people. I mean, it's such a hurdle when you first start, but once you get going, it's a piece of cake.
Right. And last time, or last thing, tell us again when you're on the radio.
I am on Mix 107.3 KGRS from 10 to 2 Monday through Friday, and then on Saturdays from noon to 4.
Okay. Well, wonderful. I could keep talking, but we're
we at time? Oh, we're at time.
We are running out of time.
That went quick. I talk a lot. Sorry.
it made things go very quickly. And that's the thing. So Mercedes, again, thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations on the honor. And thank you very much for all the contributions that you're doing to make Burlington such a wonderful place to live and work and play.
Yes. Thank you so much, Stephen.
We appreciate you listening today. We invite you to like and subscribe and give us a call or an email at the Greater Burlington Partnership offices and let us know who you would like to hear next on All Things Greater Burlington. Until then, have a great day and we'll see you again real soon.
You have been listening to All Things Greater Burlington with Stephen Brody. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch all new episodes. To learn more about All Things Greater Burlington, visit greaterburlington.com/ATGB.